This morning, we revealed Bon Appetit magazine's Hot 10, its list of the 10 best new restaurants in America. Number 3 is Long Oven in Richmond, Virginia, which serves a tasting menu. Number 2 is Cow Noodle Shop in Dallas. And the number 1 restaurant of the year is Konbi in Los Angeles, an ode to Japan's 24-hour convenience stores. The magazine also recently revealed Dallas as its 2019 Restaurant City of the Year. Well, we caught up with Chef Donnie Sears, owner of Cow Noodle Shop.
Dallas food scene 10 years ago were all about steaks, potato, big portions. We took it back to where now it's more farm to table. We're trying to introduce people to Laotian food, understanding that this is what we grew up with, and our mom and grandma cooked this type of food for us. My mom was my influential figure in cooking. She was a stay-at-home mom, cooking at home, selling her dishes to friends and family or restaurants. When I was like at 4 years old, cooking in the kitchen with my mom once told me, in order for people to understand about a culture is through food. 203, please. The true essence of Southeast Asian Laos cuisine is making things from scratch. We've been open for 10 months. The first year is always a struggle. A lot of customers never experienced Laotian food. Our goal was to educate customers about Laotian food and our culture, and also tell them a story about my mom. My mom passed 8 years ago. I knew that I had to do something to pass on her legacy and pass on our culture. I know deep inside, I know she would be very proud at where we're at right now.
We're joined now by Bon Appetit Associate Editor Hilary Cadigan, who spent time in Dallas reviewing some of the top spots to grab a bite. And Hilary, I have to ask, you were in Dallas, you experienced this food at Cow. What made it so special?
It's just, what Donnie's doing there is just, it's as though you're like stepping into his brain and this is what it looks like and this is what it tastes like. It's an ode to his mother who taught him how to cook. Right. But it's also completely himself. He's, experimenting with Laotian food in a way that, back in his mother's generation, she was not really able to do. She had to open a Thai restaurant because she felt like, the American public wasn't ready for the taste of fermented fish paste. She has to tone down what she was doing, and he's just going full force and doing exactly, what he can, and people are loving it.
What did you have there?
Oh, I had everything. The key there is to order the entire menu. Yes. His boat noodles are kind of like his thing, which have pork blood broth in them, which is delicious.
Pork blood broth.
Yes.
Have you ever done a blood broth before this?
I have. I used to live in Thailand, so
so you're familiar.
I'm pretty familiar, but it sounds a little, to the average diner, it might sound intense, but it's delicious.
Very tasty.
It's very tasty, yeah. So that's kind of his signature dish, but it's kind of a series of different soups and noodle dishes, and then a ton of the key is even if you're there by yourself, order the whole menu.
And how do you go about picking a restaurant of the year?
Our deputy editor, Julia Kramer, is the brains behind that operation. She spends 4 months traveling the country. Yeah. She comes into the office in between and she's, we're like, what can we do to make this easier? And she's amazing. She just eats at all of the restaurants and decides which is the best one. And I think the way that she made the list this year was really the places that she enjoyed spending time the most, like the place that you want to hang out, even when you're eating 5+ meals a day, that you're like, oh, I want to sit down and I remember this place. I want to order the next, I want to order dessert.
Right. Gotta be a fun job.
Yeah.
When you think about large-scale restaurants, and this is something that you recently wrote about, that's not necessarily where it seems like a lot of some of the best chefs are going to. Because you think large scale, you think more money, but when it comes to just the authentic food and just really having sort of an intimate relationship with those who are eating your food, it seems like smaller is where it's at?
Yeah, it totally is. Because I feel like that, in that way, the chef, it feels more like you're kind of communing directly with the chef. It's not this ginormous, football field size restaurant where there's 1 million people keeping it in operation. Some of these cases, it's literally the chef, maybe a sous chef, a couple servers, and that's it. And there's something, I think, really intimate and special about that when you get to see, sometimes the kitchen's right in front of you and you get to watch them cooking.
It's got to be a lot of hard work too, though.
Yeah, for sure. I couldn't do it. I just eat.
Yes, me too. That's the best part. What are some of the trends that you're seeing in terms of, aside from maybe large scale and small scale, what sort of things should consumers be looking for to kind of go, oh, that's probably a good restaurant?
I think definitely a lean towards more casual spots. Like we do have a tasting menu on our list, but I think the trend is towards like all-day cafes is a big thing. So it doesn't even necessarily. There are places on our list that don't even serve dinner, which is kind of amazing when you think about the economics of how a restaurant works.
Right.
But we've got a bakery on there. We've got a taco truck. I think it's casual spots that people just want to sit. Life's hard, the world's a difficult place. Just some place you want to sit and eat and spend time and enjoy yourself, I think is kind of the key, and just delicious foods. So we're seeing like a lot of, second generation chefs too, who are cooking the food that they grew up eating and also getting a chance to experiment with it as well. So I think, those are some of the trends I'm excited about.
When you think about Dallas, and I think most people think Dallas, they're not necessarily thinking of some of the experiences that you've had. Help us understand what sort of puts Dallas on the map.
Yeah, so I mean, I was actually born in Dallas, hadn't been back in many years, but when I went there, I was kind of blown away because I think the other Austin and Houston are sort of the cities you think of when you think of food in Texas. It's never Dallas. But I know when Julia was there, she was like, wow, I felt like there are all these, I thought about big fancy steakhouses and stuff like that. And
it's actually very diverse.
Totally. It's very diverse. It's a city of neighborhoods. There's a Chinatown, there's a, Indian neighborhood, there's, I found like Middle Eastern stretchy ice cream that was delicious, and, an Iraqi baker doing this incredible bread. And, there's a huge Laotian population, which, Donnie's restaurant is not the only Laotian restaurant there. I mean, I was just so impressed by all of this. People are just there having fun and developing their own community of restaurants. I mean, Petra and the Beast was another big one. Misty Norris is doing these crazy things with charcuterie. She's got this plate called Meatums that's, you might find a milk-bathed chicken heart on there, or you might find, but it's just really exciting what is going on. And it's small restaurants and it's chefs just going for their own passion, which is really cool to see.
Of course, the focus is the food, but what can you tell us about some of the beverages that you've experienced also?
There were some good beverages as well. I'm a big mezcal fan, so I actually spoke with Brian Reinhart. He's the food critic at the Dallas Observer, so he was kind of like my local guide, where I was like, I gave him my list of places to check out, and I was like, okay, which of these places do I actually need to go? And he was like, here, here, and here. And he was like, also, you need to check out the mezcal scene. Okay. There's several different bars serving, it's an agave-based spirit from Mexico. And, there's these encyclopedic menus. You go there and you just tell the bartender. Yeah, exactly, because there's all different types of agave plant. And so that was really exciting. I did kind of a tour of mezcal bars. And then, there's just a lot of exciting cocktails happening there too. Like I stayed at the Jewel Hotel, and right downstairs is the Midnight Rambler, which is this really fun bar that's kind of based off of the bar from The Shining, the movie.
Okay.
It's not as creepy as that.
It's so funny. I'm listening to you talk about this. I'm always usually trying to stay at Hilton brand hotels.
Yeah.
Next time I'm in Dallas, I might have to check this out.
Yeah, check out the Jewel.
I'm excited about going to Dallas the next time.
Yeah.
Well, first I want to showcase the lovely Bon Appétit magazine, which is right here. You guys have a lot of helpful information in here, but there's something special happening in New York City that you guys wanted to discuss, where you can actually get a taste of everything, well, from the top 10 chefs in one place.
Yes. On October 19th, we've got our Hot 10 party. It's going to be the biggest one we've ever done. We do it every year, but it's kind of a funny process because these chefs who are on the top 10 did not find out they were on the top 10 until this morning. And then we were like, okay, so also we're going to need you to come to Brooklyn in a month and just cook up a big feast for 3,000 people. And they're like, okay, cool. Wow. So
and that's
what's happening.
Saturday, October 18th.
19th.
Yeah. And you can get your tickets where?
At BAHot10.com.
Okay, and how much are they?
They are, I believe they start at $1.99.
But you get
it's
drinks.
Unlimited food, unlimited drinks. All the BA Test Kitchen editors who are, big celebrities now, they'll all be there.
Yes.
Our whole editorial staff, the behind-the-scenes people, will all be there too.
So don't forget, you get all your information right here on Bon Appetit.
Yep.
Hilary Cadigan, thank you so much.
Thank you so
for
much.
coming
It
in
was a
and talking
pleasure.
to us. And I look forward to checking out that event.
Yes, I look forward to seeing you there.
All right, to learn more about the restaurants featured in Bon Appetit's Restaurant City of the Year, just head to bonappetit.com. You can also find the link to that on our website, cbsnews.com.